alcohol VAT will not be paid to Northern Nigeria at all. And after telecommunication, the Nigerian breweries, they are the ones who also pay the most. I mean, from this 2023 report, I think they are actually like after telecommunication, it is these Nigerian breweries. And it is not, somebody said it is not only alcohol that Nigerian breweries actually produces, they produce other non-alcoholic drinks and all that. But the issue is that alcoholic drink actually pays more in taxes. So if you are not consuming alcohol or destroying the bottles of alcohol in Northern Nigeria, it simply means there is going to be drastic and massive reduction in what you are going to get. So somebody said they should then become creative. The only way the Northern Nigeria can be very creative is, one, they need to end funding and rehabilitating terrorists, whereby if they can actually invest their money in agriculture, they can make a lot of money, which would make, whatever Nigeria is giving to them every month, peanuts. There is no chance that they will do that. They've grown so lazy enough that they don't care what or where the money is made. Just give us our share. That is on, on the table. And as we speak, it seems that it's going to be a bit of a showdown, and I don't see how they are going to pull it off. So presently, they are calling a meeting. And that meeting is that the North must reject Tinubu's tax reform. It is not like outright no. But unfortunately, again, they don't seem to have the number. From what I saw the last time, as they are campaigning against it, Tinubu and his own gang, they are also campaigning for it. Getting some of the clerics that they can get on their side, as well as musicians. I found one quite interesting. This one.
Aha! Godiya muke.
Tinubu godiya muke.
Wata ina godiya ake.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Tinubu godiya muke.
Tallaka na godiya Tinubu.
Wata ina murmushi ake.
Tinubu godiya muke.
Wannan tsarin gaskiya.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Gaba ya zo godiya muke.
Tallaka na godiya Tinubu.
Talakawa suna godiya.
Tinubu godiya muke.
Arewa kudu godiya muke.
Tinubu godiya muke.
Wannan daga ɗan taimako take.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Tsarin biyan haraji.
Tallaka na godiya
Kadan a fitar da mu a keji.
Tinubu godiya
Mata su yi zaman gidan miji.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Kashin wahala baba ya rufe.
Tallaka na godiya
Kwamar cuta baba ya rufe.
Tinubu godiya muke.
Haraji ya samu buku.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Wannan tsarin dantamo ake.
Tallaka na godiya Tinubu.
Lallai za mu ci moriya.
Tinubu godiya muke.
Talaga za ya ci moriya.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Tinubu muna godiya.
Tallaka na godiya Tinubu.
Talaka zai yi dariya.
Tinubu godiya
Da
muke.
sabon tsari na gaskiya.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Biya haraji kar da mu tsaya.
Tallaka na godiya
Dan
Tinubu.
wannan sabo aka yi mana.
Tinubu godiya
Sabon
muke.
tsarin baba ya mana.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Ruwa daga zai zagarin duna.
Tallaka na godiya
Gida ta
Tinubu.
gida nan da munduna.
Tinubu godiya muke.
Mutum ko riga da wanduna.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Talaka na godiya. Hai. Yawa, an talaka na godiya.
Da sabon tsarin kwarai.
Wannan sabon tsarin biyan harajin da aka yi. Wala Ahmad Tinubu dan mutum mamoriya ya yi.
Tallaka na godiya.
Da sabon tsarin kwarai.
Wannan sabon tsarin biyan harajin da aka yi. Wala Ahmad Tinubu dan mutum mamoriya ya yi.
Mutanen Najeriya a tsaya ku ji gaskiya.
Tallaka na muna godiya.
Ku buɗe kunnen ku da kyau ga maganar gaskiya.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Tsarin biyan harajin nan dai gaskiya.
Tinubu muna godiya.
Bola Ahmad Tinubu dan daga wucin mamoriya yayi.
Tallaka na godiya.
Da sabon tsarin kwarai.
Wannan sabon tsarin biyan harajin da aka yi. Bola Ahmad Tinubu dan mutum mamoriya yayi.
An daɗe ana biya wasu na sace kuɗin ƙasa.
Tallaka na godiya.
A da in an biya wasu su sace muku ƴan ƙasa.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Wannan ne yasa aka canza tsarin don ƴan ƙasa.
Tinubu muna godiya.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji don mutu moriya yayi.
Tallaka na godiya.
Da sabon tsarin kwarai.
Wannan sabon tsarin biyan harajin da aka yi. Bola Ahmad Tinubu dan mutum mamoriya
Su
yayi.
ne ke kushe wannan tsarin ya ƴan uwa.
Tallaka na godiya.
Suna yaɗawa su ce wai za ku yi cutuwa.
Sabon tsarin biyan haraji.
Domin an toshe hanya wanda suke morewa.
Tinubu muna godiya.
Hanyar bashe kuɗin harajin ku a da ɓoyewa yayi.
Tallaka na godiya.
Da sabon tsarin kwarai.
Wannan sabon tsarin biyan harajin da aka yi. Bola Ahmad Tinubu dan mutum mamoriya yayi.
Godiya muji. Tinubu godiya muji. Wo, elemi lo ma last. I told you that I don't see them winning, but there is a strong feeling that they will not go down without a fight. The type of fight is what I don't know, but I can assure you that they are currently pushing. And I do not know how they are going to outsmart Tinubu on this matter. But I am here for the fight, if it ever leads to one. Or maybe it's actually not going to be any fight. This Zulum guy has spoken out against it. And for speaking out against it as well, there are others who are currently holding it in. They do not want to have any confrontation with Kolu. But for those of us who have been following their style in northern Nigeria, it is somehow looking pretty much like a lost one. And like somebody said, the ideal thing right now for northern Nigeria is for them to genuinely declare all the resources they themselves have been, illegally mining, making money from, to make them public. This is a lost battle. The raining days are over. Almost. Even those who don't agree with Tinubu, they believe that this particular one, it must not be reversed. There are other states that will suffer too. In all true essence of it, it's not just the North, even though they are the one being vocal right now. But like you have all said, maybe all of them should become creative. If you have any resources in your state or resource in your state that you can turn to money, the best time was yesterday. The best time is now. If Tinubu finally have his way, by this time next year, there is a possibility that some states in Nigeria will begin to look for how to merge with another, since they are already planning to even create some states too. Insolvency means if the money coming from Abuja can no longer fund the lifestyle of some of these states, they will either have to find a creative way of making money, or better still, merge with another state. Ekiti can merge with Osun. Ekiti, Osun, and Oyo, they can all merge together and become one. Ogun, maybe Ogun State can still survive to some extent because it's the third richest state in Nigeria when it comes to IGR. So states like the Niger Delta states, they will survive, I think, because forget about VAT, this or that, okay? I think they will likely manage to survive once the oil companies are relocated back to their state, because all they have to do is to say, if all these oil companies that are paying their corporate tax in Lagos, if they don't return back to this state where they are they are drilling the oil, maybe they don't come back here, they will just turn off all the tap, right? Close all the oil exploration. Or they will go into a special arrangement with Tinubu by saying we need 50% of our crude oil sales now. And if they are not going to give it to us, then tell all these companies to return back to us so that we can tax them properly for them taking our oil. I'm just saying now because last, the Rogodinho will start from within. And issue of money, criminal politicians in Nigeria, they don't joke with money. That will be the beginning. That will be the beginning. So everyone will need to devise means of making more money. You know, say you go woke or you go broke. You see? So the idea of one Nigeria may actually be coming to an end. I know that one will kind of like, that one will sweet your belly. You know, that will make it. I've had people who have said that I don't agree with Tinubu on this particular one. I can see where it is going. And if what I'm thinking is what is happening, is a good thing. A lot of you have been waiting for a day you are going to have your own pound of flesh. It's just that it will cost everybody something. And when it begins to cost everybody something, right, you will realize that the mirage of one Nigeria is a lie after all. If there is no money to share, there is no one Nigeria. Yeah, there is no one Nigeria. All this idea of one Nigeria, having all these your governors living like emperors all over Nigeria, even those of them who are, generating 50 million, 100 million, you are seeing them writing budget of 500 billion naira budget, 1 trillion naira budget. So where are you going to see the money? Because they are waiting for money from Abuja, and they are also expecting that they can use the name Nigeria to borrow money, that they will squander. Now that they know that nothing is going to be coming from Abuja that much, not that nothing, no, things will still come. It's just that it's going to get cut down a lot, while some are going to get more. For example, Lagos is going to be like California. Lagos is going to make more money. Or if everybody decided to use waiting they get for waiting they want, Lagos will lose some money too. Yeah, Lagos will lose some money too. It's not going to be an easy ride for everyone. So that's when you realize that this one Nigeria, it no be one. Now bobo, now fake. If you are a northerner, I am happy to tell you that they've lied to you, okay, about this one Nigeria. Now the money where they share make Nigeria one. Once the money no day again, you will realize that actually you have a lot in common with Niger Republic. Yeah, you find out that you have a lot in common with Chad. You do not have anything in common with the people from Abia or people from Oshogo. You don't have anything in common at all. That one is even far. That's when you realize that you do not have anything in common with the people of Jos, or the people of Benue, or people of Kogi. Now, one Nigeria, they make you think, say you have something in common, and you are northerners. Now, then you're going to say you not be northerners, so you'll be Arewa, Sharia, and there are Kwararafas, and there are Yorubas, and there are Igbos, and there are Ijos. This one Nigeria idea, now because of the sharing of money, make it look like that. Once everybody can bear their own papa name now, it will be a matter of time that you're going to ask yourselves, what is the essence of this one Nigeria self? You will have to join your cousins in Niger. That's the way I see it. Now, that Zulum guy again, right, today, said that, you see those children that Tinubu kidnapped from northern Nigeria for protesting against hunger, see? Now, because of Tinubu's policy of removing subsidy led to the End Bad Governance protest in northern Nigeria, the one that lasted for 10 days, the one that nearly wrecked the Tinubu's rate. Okay, maybe not. It's only impactful in northern Nigeria, if we are being honest, right? They killed 46 people. Officially, from our own record, they killed more than 150 people from that 10 days protest in northern Nigeria. However, on the record, they said they killed 46 people, right? And they kidnapped over 1,400 protesters, hungry protesters. They said they wanted to overthrow Tinubu. Another protest is coming. And according to Zulum, Tinubu shouldn't have released those minors. He should have left them in prison, in detention, to teach others who are likely going to want to protest against him in the future. The same ones that all of you are going to need very soon. The guy don't even get sense.
Shine kwana nan da aka kama mutanen da aka ci a sake su a federal government. Na ji dadin saken su, amma kuma ban ji dadin shi ba. Cajin da aka yi musu treason din bai kamata ba. Laifin da aka je musu bai kamata ba. Amma ya kamata a hukunta su in gaskiya ne a kai su remand home ko rehabilitation center don saboda su tabbatar cewa wannan abu ba za su yi nan gaba ba.
He said they shouldn't have released them. You should have left them in detention, or you take them to rehabilitation center where they are going to be for a while. That is a guy that is happy to have released over 160,000 repentant terrorists that kidnap and killed people. He is happy to rehabilitate them. These ones never spent a day in jail. They just came out of the bush with the children they kidnapped and raped, put in family way, and they came back and said they have repented. And he's happy to celebrate them in Borno State. That is the guy that is saying the children of the poor, the hungry children that they kidnapped and then locked up shouldn't have been released. I like that statement. I just read a statement now when somebody said on Facebook, yeah, bro, you said you support this idea of tax reform because some states have become lazy. You are right to some extent, but you are not wholly right. The only lazy states in Nigeria are mostly from northern Nigeria and even southern too. You see, this laziness is systemic, including the federal government of Nigeria too. The federal government of Nigeria made laws that makes all these states lazy. Their law says all the mineral resources in Nigeria belong to the federal government of Nigeria. Or maybe not all. Normal. Every state in Nigeria should be able to tap into their own mineral resources, develop it, make money from it in order to take care of their people. That's the normal way to do things, like you have in America. In America, states that doesn't have mineral resources per se, they tapped on their own human resources by investing massively in education so that that educated population, right, can be so creative enough that once they begin to kind of, produce things that the state can tax them from, then the state make money from it. Texas is also one of the richest states in America. They are allowed to tap their own crude oil, not the government of America, not the federal government of America. It is the government of Texas that is extracting the crude oil. They are not stopped from doing that. In Nigeria, it is the federal government that is issuing licenses to those who are going to extract the crude oil, even though the people that are doing that are not even from those states. So they don't care about the environment. They don't care about the people there. So everybody just have to wait for the end of the month to go and collect money from Abuja. If people are allowed to actually tap their own resources themselves, use it for their own development, there will be no poor state in Nigeria. Not a single one will be poor. But the way they structured Nigeria is to make them lazy. Rob Peter to pay Paul. Rob Paul to pay Pete. No, not Peter to pay Paul is actually the right one. In my own state, Ogun State, we have the after Imo State. Ogun State is another state with the highest deposit of liquid natural gas, but we can't touch it. Ogun State has a bitumen, has a, what do you call it, crude oil, but we can't touch it. It is reserved for Nigeria. There is no state in Nigeria, and most of all the other mineral resources across the states in Nigeria, because it belongs to the federal government. So a lot of those states, and so those politicians from those states, and then traditional rulers, they are making deals to allow illegal miners to mine them when no tiny shishi is given to the people of that communities or those states. They are not benefiting from it. So that is where the idea of the idea of resource control, regional system of governments, or at worst, true federalism comes in. If the people were asked to, if they want to be part of this contraption or not, under what conditions, that means every state in Nigeria can actually take care of themselves without these criminals who are stealing those resources for themselves and leaving the rest of us to go cap in hand, bowl in hand, to go and collect allocation from Abuja. And when you get to Abuja, it is whatever they give to you that you have to take. None of this is also reinvested anyway, unfortunately. So you are not totally right when you say all of them have grown lazy. Even the federal government of Nigeria is lazy. Despite giving themselves this power to control all our resources, right, in that contraption, they themselves are not innovative. They are not progressive about it. What they are interested in is just to take rent from all those resources. They are not interested in developing them for the betterment of the people. They are only interested in collecting rent from it and then sharing the money. So you are not totally right. That is how everybody grew lazy over time. I just thought I should add that. But a man that is forgiving terrorists is complaining that the children who are victims of bad governance, who complained about hunger, and then they got kidnapped and locked up illegally for 3 months, 93 days, should have been left in those detention. That's a Zulum. Well, I'll pass on to that to another one now. Okay. In River State, where some criminal politicians, Wirewike and co, went to court to stop the allocation to this state, and it became the news and then controversial at the time until when they reversed themselves. They went to court and told court to stop giving money to River State. I mean, the state with the highest contribution to the Nigeria's money they share every month. River State contribute the highest because of their crude oil that they are taking from their states, even though nobody can give account of how much the crude oil is being sold. But yeah, they are still on the table as the contributing the biggest. Kubara, who was talking to the supposed civil servants yesterday, told them that even though they've reversed themselves, if they had upheld that nonsense to withhold their own allocation, it wouldn't have even bothered per se. It still has enough to pay the workers the new minimum wage, which they have started. So it's been the only state right now that has paid that minimum wage, Fubara of River State. He was addressing them earlier, yesterday. It was last night, though. And this was what he said. Oh, listen.
Of the states wanted us to experience a dark, or will I say,